Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. I don't know, we might be on like our sixth or seventh live stream for the week. We are on a roll here. Never quite know what's going to happen with these live streams, but we are going to do one right now. And we're going to do this live stream today so that I can say thank you to some people and then also give away, as I promised the other day, give away a gift certificate to one person that actually purchased one of the mystery boxes that I rolled out yesterday. And so that is really truly the purpose of this video live stream that we're about to do right now. We may get into some other things if folks have questions or want to chat a little bit, but the real purpose of this thing is for me to give away this gift certificate that I promised I would give away for one person that actually purchased one of those mystery boxes. So I want to say hello to some comic book soldiers that are here in the room. James Tomlinson is in the house. Brian Parent is here. It's good to see you, brother. Omega Comics is in the house. Huma is here. Mike the Collector Ray is in the house. Fire Davis Salsa is here. Jeff Comic 813 Hawaiian Punch in your face. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Sully Two Kings in the house. Good, always good to see you, my friend. Ray says, I think this is the first time I've caught a live stream. Well, welcome to you, sir. This is what it looks like, man. We have a lot of fun with these live streams. Even if we have no real purpose, we have a little bit of fun. At least that is my impression. William Wise is in the house. William, it's good to see you. Just Rican is in the house. Joe is here. Noah's here. Dwayne Ross. Quay? I'm not sure how to say that. I apologize. I butchered that. Johnny Future's in the house. Ghost Host Memories. It's good to see you, brother. And it's good chatting with you earlier. He said, I got to quit with the live streams. I am on a roll. I did a video recently talking about comic book addiction. And let's just say maybe I'm addicted to live streams. I don't know what to tell you, my friend. He said, he says, I'm taking up all his viewing time. Mark's Madness, how you doing? ICT Vinny, it's good to see you. Universe X says, yo, what's up, brother? Kyle, how you doing, my friend? So the purpose of this live stream is really to follow up on the live stream that I did yesterday. And in yesterday's live stream, early in the day, I announced that I was doing mystery boxes for the first time. And those mystery boxes went really fast. It was about 2 hours before I was sold out, which I think is fantastic. There were in all transparency, there were only 14 boxes. So they went fast, even though there were just a handful of them. And I'm very thankful for those individuals that opted to put their hand up and take a chance on a mystery box from me. I found myself very worried yesterday because I did all the stuff for the mystery boxes. I actually got them mailed out before the end of the day, trackers, everything sent back out to people. So somebody was like, wow, that was incredibly fast. And I'm like, well, you pay good money, you should get good service. That's my philosophy. So the mystery boxes went out and then I got worried all over again. Because I want them to get there on time and I want people to get them. I want them to open them and I want them to be happy. And over the course of last night, I actually received a ton of messages from people like, hey, do you still have one? Hey, do you have any mystery boxes? And that was also very humbling. It was a very humbling thing to have the mystery boxes go as fast as they did. And then it was very humbling also for people to still be reaching out hours after asking about them. Well, let's just say this, I want to do them again and I want to do a bigger one, a bigger release next time. So much of it will be dependent upon the feedback that we get from the 14 individuals that have opted to put their hand up and be guinea pigs. I'm hoping that those folks can provide me with some insight as to whether they are satisfied with it, whether it was what they were expecting, whether there's some things that I need to change or modify. Because from those learnings, I hope to improve because I want to do it again. And the question is, should I do what I did before or do I need to try a little harder? And so I want to wait for the feedback to come back to me to figure out what my course of action is. So, but what I'm going to do is in this video, I actually want to randomize a list of those individuals that bought the 14 mystery packs from yesterday. And one of those people is actually going to get a gift certificate for 29 bucks. It is a gift certificate to 3204auctions.com, which is a an eBay seller that has slabs and all kinds of stuff. You can just basically go to his store, buy something, and get $29 off of whatever it is that you purchase. I don't know because I didn't pay attention to whether it's basically free or whether you'll have to add a little money to it. But the guy has an eBay store, and so most people should be able to find something that they actually want. So, all right, so let me go ahead and get ready to share my screen with you guys so that I can show you the 14 individuals that actually picked up the mystery boxes. And then we're going to roll some dice, and we are going to randomize a list, and we are going to give this thing away. All right. So here is the list of the 14 individuals that picked up the boxes from me yesterday. There is Southpaw Spidey, Cody DLE, John T, Ariel Coing. I'm not sure how you say that one, so I butchered it. Mike, Odd Sock Comics, James P, Andy, Chris Bigger, Brian P, Austin, and then Chuck H. Those are the 14 individuals that actually purchased the boxes, and so they are here, and we are going to figure out how many times we're going to randomize this list. Going to roll some dice here. We have three. We're going to randomize it 3 times, and then we are going to give this thing away. So here is 1, here is 2, and the winner of the $29 gift certificate is Chuck H. So Chuck H, you, sir, are the winner. And I want to thank every single person that's on this list for, again, taking a chance to buy one of these mystery boxes from me. And Chuck H is going to be the winner. I guess he's maybe a 2-time winner. So you got a box, and he also gets a $29 gift certificate. So that will be coming your way, Chuck. In a few moments after this live stream, I will actually jump over to email, and I will get this sent out to you so that you get it in a timely manner. So again, huge shout out to those folks, and fingers crossed that they actually like what it is that they're going to be getting. So looks like my stream is getting a little grainy here, which is interesting because it says I have blazing fast speed, but it definitely looks a little grainy here, but maybe it'll clear up. I don't know. So a couple of people, I see a comment here about Dark Phoenix, and I was actually thinking about doing a video on this. Maybe this is something that we'll talk about for a couple of moments and then, wrap this thing up or move on to a different topic. But as we were leading into the release of Dark Phoenix, which I think happens today, there was a white carpet event a couple of days ago, or red carpet, sorry. And what I was thinking about over the course of this week is the fact that there is really no real excitement around this movie. And they actually spent, I think, a healthy amount of money to promote this movie, because as I was in the car driving around various places, I kept hearing commercials for the Dark Phoenix. So they were promoting it, but you don't hear the excitement about this movie that you heard about, like Avengers Endgame, for example. You don't even hear like the buzz or the dissatisfaction that you heard with Captain Marvel. It's almost like you don't hear anything from the comic book community as it relates to this particular movie. And I saw that there were some videos, like Comics Explained, who is a guy that I absolutely enjoy. He released a series of videos talking about the Dark Phoenix and the Dark Phoenix saga and the Phoenix saga and all that kind of stuff, but you don't hear a whole lot of noise about it in the comic book community. So it's going to be interesting to see what the numbers look like after this first week, how the movie actually performs in reality, because the comic book community is only a small part of the viewing audience for a comic movie, right? There's your average person who is out there and is like, oh, Dark Phoenix, let's check it out. And they're going to potentially go see it and maybe even love it. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with this movie, whether people are going to go and see it and whether the numbers will be what we have come to expect from comic book movies. Scully Two Kings and a couple of other people have said that the feed looks good. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. Noah's making a joke that I'll slide some BCAA and protein powder samples into the giveaway. Yeah, I used to have, so I've had several sponsors over the years as a bodybuilder. Back when I was even an amateur, I had a sponsor, and I had years worth of protein powder and BCAA samples that we have moved from from Florida to Connecticut to California, and a couple of times at a couple of different houses in each one of those states. And I'm finally to the point where there's probably maybe only about 6 months worth of stuff left, whether you're talking about pre-workout or BCAAs or fish oils and all this kind of stuff. But super thankful. Shout out to all those sponsors that hooked me up in the past, saved me a lot of money. So Comics with Bueller's in the house. How you doing, brother? Comics with Bueller says that he's excited. Are you excited to be here in the live stream with me, or are you excited for Dark Phoenix? It's not quite clear what you, sir, are excited about. A couple of people saying hello to Comics with Bueller. Definitely a good YouTuber and also a very, very good guy. So Lee Atkins says people are not excited about it potentially because it's not the MCU, and most think MCU is the official continuity. Well, yeah, I think that definitely could be true. It could be true, but if you look at the Spider-Man movies and the Venom movies, those movies had a fair amount of buzz around them, and they also performed incredibly well at the box office, which is why they're doing a Venom 2, because of the performance of that movie. Now, this Dark Phoenix is a little bit different because they've had so many stutter steps. They've had all those reshoots, and they've had the dates that it was going to come out. Then they would release a trailer, and people would react to that trailer, and they would push it back, and they would do reshoots. And so the question is, did they do damage to the release of this movie based upon the various stutter steps that have been taken over the course of the last year? And I remember when I was trying to buy X-Men 101 last year, that book just took off when they announced the movie, took off. And then it just did a nosedive when the first trailer dropped, because people were like, this movie's garbage. I don't have an opinion. I'm just reflecting what I've heard. And I was able to pick up X-Men 101 for a fair price. Very thankful for that awful trailer, because it worked out. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the fact that it's not an MCU movie. I'm not sure if it's because it's not part of continuity, or whether it's because of the stutter steps, or whether it's because they leapfrog over the Phoenix to get to the Dark Phoenix. I don't know, and maybe none of that matters, again, because as the ultimate fan, the uber fan that we are, we love these characters. We love the stories. Your average moviegoer does not know the things that we know. They don't know that there was a Phoenix before the Dark Phoenix, and so they may not even know that there were trailers that were bad. They may just go to see the movie for pure entertainment purposes only. And so again, I think we'll have to look at what the numbers are showing when things are starting to be tallied. And I think it was Chris from We Love Comics was talking about the other day that the Rotten Tomatoes score, I think it was like 16% or something like that. I'm not a huge fan of critic stuff, because I think critics, they're people, they have opinions, they have biases. I think at the end of the day, people will decide whether this movie is good or bad based upon how they vote with their dollars. So Sully2 King says X-Men has not been exciting for a while now, so the Dark Phoenix suffers from neglect. You could be right about that, sir. And I mean, let's be honest, there's also the stutter step that's going on right now where you had Extinction and you had the reboot of the X-Men, and oh no, we're going to mix that up and we're going to do something different with another reboot and the House of 10 and the Power of 10. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to whether that is contributing to it as well. I don't know. And you have a great Venom series that is out right now. And maybe because that Venom series is killer, maybe that is what got people to go see Venom. I don't know. It'll be interesting. So a couple of comments here about it being rushed because of the acquisition could be true. Cody Logan, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Does anyone know who the villains are? Isn't Phoenix the villain? Isn't Phoenix the villain in Dark Phoenix? I could be wrong. I don't honestly know. I haven't seen enough to really know how any of this stuff is is being played out. I'm reading Fist of Doom's comment here. He says, we have the Bueller box, the mystery mail call, and now the Simmons slab. I was playing around with the name, and I like, I use the term comic soldier. So I was playing around with something in my head yesterday, and I don't know if I'll give it a name. I want the mystery box if I continue to do it to be successful. And if the feedback that I get from people points me in the direction of this could be successful, then I'll worry about branding it then. And I don't want to lock myself in because I have probably like 8 different ideas as it relates to mystery boxes that are kind of floating in my head. So it'll have to be something that is that doesn't pigeonhole me. That doesn't pigeonhole me because I want to have some freedom and latitude to do a couple of different things depending upon, because I don't want to do just one thing. I like to mix it up and I like to have a little bit of diversity. So we'll see. Brian Parent says Pete probably will not be seeing Dark Phoenix in the movie for a while. Thought it was a second chance at it. Scrolling through some of the comments. Oh, excited. Comics Rebueller says he's excited to be here. And he says, what's a Dark Phoenix? Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Lee says, Fox has basically ruined the X-Men and they just need to give it up and give it to the MCU. You could be right about that, sir. I think that the MCU has basically shown what a superhero movie can be and what a long-term plan looks like for something like this. They've been killing the game. 10 years, 22 movies. That is, in each one a killer. And then they're all interconnected. I mean, that's talent. There is no doubt about that. There is a method to the madness, and the method is successful. There is no doubt about that. And so the next question is, can they do it again? Can they continue to do it? And I think that they can. It's going to be exciting to watch. And I've said this before. I want every comic book movie that comes out to be successful. Just like I want every third party grading company to be successful, because I think that it serves us all well if there is success. Scrolling through some of the comments, Daniel says his stepson saw the Dark Phoenix last night and was less than impressed. I'm curious, was your stepson, is he a comic fan? I'm guessing he is because he is your stepson. So I'm guessing he is a fan. But again, I'm also assuming that he's a young teen or young adult. If he wasn't impressed, that could be a sign. That could be a sign that it won't be headed in the right direction. Somebody just sold X-Men 134 at a good price, so maybe there is something positive that will come out of this. Lost interest in the X-Men movie when Jennifer Lawrence and her costume as a Mystique is horrible. Yeah, they actually punch in your face, Hawaiian punch in your face. It was Chris Claremont and that actress on the red carpet last night. There was several photos of Chris with her on the red carpet, and either he is really short or she is really tall, or it is a combination of both of those things, because the photos were very striking. Zorro, how you doing, brother? Zorro says, call it Swolger Selections. It's not a bad name. It's not a bad name. I was thinking something along MREs, meals ready to eat. I don't know. I want to play around with it. I'm one of those people, I need to write it down and like stare at it for a little while, and sooner or later it will actually come to me. It will come to me. Venom is big name. He was in Spider-Man 3, so the general public knew of him more than the Spider-Man villains. And also, let's be honest. Venom has been around 30 years. That's not necessarily a short amount of time. 30 years is a long time. I would say your average person that's out there probably better recognizes Venom than they would maybe the Green Goblin, right? Venom basically looks like Spider-Man, and so there are pajamas and toys. I mean, my kids have these toys. I think a lot of people's kids have them. And so I think you have like Spider-Man, who is a ready recognizable character by most people just because he is on everything and has been for decades. And then Venom, 30-year track history, looks like Spider-Man and basically wears the Spider-Man outfit. You can probably go on Target right now and actually see some of this stuff. So I think that there is something to be said for the name recognition of that character. And that's actually one of the things that I've been thinking about as I think about the Eternals, right? With Spider-Man and some of these other movies, they have name recognition where the actor doesn't necessarily matter because the character is what pulls people up. But when you think about things like the Eternals, Eternals, Celestials, Deviants, people are not going to know what those characters are. There is no name recognition with any of that stuff. And so I think that that's one of the unique things that they are trying to do with the Eternals is that they are signing up big name individuals that will be a draw because the character name recognition isn't there. And so that's why you have like Angelina Jolie signing up. And there's another guy that's being debated right now. Who's the guy to play Neo? The guy to play Neo. I'm blanking on his name. He also played John Wick or something like that. There's rumors that he may also sign on to play a character from Eternals. And we don't know whether it's going to be Icarus or Ajax or somebody like that. But that is one of the things is that I think that the MCU is probably going to use the actor's name recognition to serve as a draw for movies like The Eternals, where there is no name recognition. So scrolling down, Laid Back Entertainment says X-Men has been a never-ending cycle of mutants versus humans or mutants versus mutants. Need to take them and introduce them to the Marvel Universe so we can see different arcs with the Avengers to make it fresh. I mean, again, I think that there is ample ways to be able to make them fresh in the MCU. You have Avengers versus X-Men. You have Fantastic Four versus X-Men. Avengers versus X-Men is one of my favorite story arcs. Hands down, one of my favorite story arcs. I mean, you could introduce the X-Men through the whole Terrigenesis bomb. You could do it through the Weapons X and the Weapons Plus programs. There is an infinite number of ways to introduce the mutants into things. And Avengers versus X-Men would just be one way that it could be done. But yeah, I mean, I think that the wonderful thing about comics in general is you have 80 years worth of source material that you can play around with. And then you have these fantastic writers, directors, and creative types that are working on these movies that can put little twists on them to make them even more special than they already are. And I think that's one of the cool things is that we're going to be able to see some of this stuff. I see a comment here. Wouldn't it be great if Marvel slowly introduced individual X-Men characters into the MCU to build up hype for the solo? Um, again, I think that any of these things are possible. If you look at kind of what they have been doing, they will kind of sort of have a character appear in someone else's movie, and then that character kind of moves into a bigger role and it kind of gets blown out. But I think there's an infinite number of ways that this stuff, Keanu Reeves, thank you, however it's spelled, I think there's an infinite number of ways that they can introduce mutants into the MCU. I mean, they could always do that. They've always been there, but they've been undercover. I mean, you name it, there is a different way to be able to make it happen. So Ted Theodore Logan. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is a bit older. He wanted to be Wolverine. Keanu was actually trying to be the new Wolverine. And I don't think that they're going to let that happen because, again, you think about it, he's going to be following Hugh Jackman, which isn't a good thing. Wolverine is a character that has name recognition, so you don't necessarily need a big name to play him. You could have a younger person play him that then will give you 10 years of history or 10 years worth of time moving forward. Whereas Keanu, they may choose to use him for Eternals because, again, his name recognition will help sell the Eternals movie, unlike they might not need him and his big name to sell a Wolverine movie. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But one of the things that to make mention of is that the MCU has a tendency to use older actors. They seem to like actors in their 40s and 50s, and even older, right? You look at Lawrence Fishburne, who has been doing movies for a while for them. I think that, there is a tendency in some cases for them to use older actors. They also seem to like no-name actors or washed-up actors because they've done that a couple of different times. And so it'll be interesting to see how they choose to move things forward in the next phase. Keanu says, I'm sorry, Ghost Host Memory says, Keanu can be old man Logan. Yeah, old man Logan, that's what's up. Oh man. A lot of people have said that Keanu won't be a good person because he is so widely recognized either as John Wick or as Neo. So who knows? Zoro saying that Hugh Jackman is too tall. He is, but he did a really good job though playing him. He did a really good job. A couple of more Keanu old man Logan jokes up in here. Uh, Carter, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining the live stream. So anyway, the big thing that we wanted to accomplish over the course of this video was that we wanted to go ahead and give away that gift certificate to someone that actually picked up one of the mystery boxes from me yesterday, and that was actually done. We awarded it to Chuck H. So Chuck H is going to be getting a $29 gift certificate to buy something on the internet machine on Feebay. So hopefully he enjoys that. So with that, I'm actually going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching all the videos, for joining all the live streams, for buying the mystery boxes, for the emails and the direct messages and the words of encouragement and the support that you guys continue to give me. It is absolutely humbling for me when I think about all of it. You know, it is humbling for me, and I really do appreciate it. And I will continue to say what I have been saying, which is I have some of the best subscribers out there. You know, I'm not a big fan of the word fan, so I don't use that. I choose to use the word subscriber because that's what it says on on YouTube. So we are going to use that term. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm actually going to be on vacation next week. I'm going to be traveling next week to Illinois/Missouri, spending time with family. So I probably won't be doing any live streams in the latter half of next week, just because it'll be a little too hectic for me. But I will be around at various points to respond to comments, and rest assured that I'll be releasing all the content, right? So we are still going to keep our regular schedule as best we can of videos coming out Monday through Friday at 3:30. That will not change. I just probably won't be doing as many live streams as I have this week. But you never know. You absolutely never know. But one of the cool things, though, is because I am going to be traveling, I will have the ability to do some new hunting videos where I'm going to be hunting in the wild on new territory, possibly even your territory, because if you're in Illinois and Missouri, I am coming to your area and I am buying up all of the Amazing Spider-Man and possibly some other stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get myself out of here. I want to thank you guys for spending a little bit of your day with me. As always, if you need to reach me, feel free to do so at Regie Collects on Instagram and reggiecollects@gmail.com. Take care.